What is going on, guys, girls? It's Ghost Robo, and look at what we have here today. The big kahuna of controllers, the Xbox One Elite. This thing is early. It comes out next week. I got one to share with you guys right about now. We'll take a look at it, play with all the parts. It's more fun to manipulate than anything since preschool, I promise you. I checked it out at E3, and it's so fun to play with the magnetic pieces. You'll see in a second. And then we're going to play Halo 5 multiplayer and see how it performs. But right now, let's dive into the box. I believe it's just a slipcover. Yeah, it's nice. It peels right off. And it comes with a nice carrying case. Super cool. I don't know... I mean, it's not really shaped like a controller. It looks more like you're carrying around like an alien skull and or a very pear-shaped sandwich. But it's pretty cool that it comes with the carrying case, and rightfully so for the price. This thing runs $149.99. It's basically a pro controller, right? You're thinking stuff along the lines of SCUF and whatnot. That is what they're trying to do here, but deliver one from Microsoft. And right off the bat, you see that this is not any ordinary Xbox One controller. First of all, it bears a very sleek and sexy black and silver color palette. None of the traditional color or white or anything like that. It's all super sleek. Now, beneath the controller, which we'll check out in a second, you've got this lovely little foam ramp. So if you have any little foam bikers, they can do that. And then we've got all the extra bits down there, which is pretty cool. So I'll take this. Oh, that doesn't come out. That's nice. It stays right in there. So let's look at the controller first and see what we've got going on here. So as you notice, sticks. These sticks can pop off because you can have shorter or taller sticks. This is what I'm most excited about. The taller sticks are going to be great. The buttons, there are 4 buttons that have pretty darn good sensitivity and click rate. You've got another stick obviously here. The D-pad, you'll notice this is probably the most different looking thing of the bunch. This can pull off because everything's magnetic, which is awesome. Everything's awesome. This isn't a Lego controller, but it sort of feels like it because we'll replace that in a second and you'll see. And then it nicely just suctions back on. A very different D-pad than you're used to seeing based on what you like. There's also this in the center. This button says 1 or 2. There's different presets, I believe, that you can set on the Elite controller, and that's what those are for. Back and snap are traditional. X, Y, A, B are all good. Bumpers up top and triggers up top are, I think, the same. And then we've got paddles on the back. You'll see that we're starting to get into more crazy territory, more pro gamer controller territory right here. And these things can be moved. There's these different... what do you call it? These, I believe, are modifiers of some sort. We'll look at the manual and see. But these things can be pulled off and moved as well. There's different pegs that you can put them on and rearrange them, so we'll do that in a second. Let's dive in and make sure there's nothing else in the package that I'm missing, and we'll take a look at the extras. So, beneath this, you do have a cord. And I'm not sure exactly what this cord is for, so we'll see. It is a... And there's 2 things in here. First of all, there's batteries for the controller, which is nice. And then it's a USB cable. And this is a wireless controller, obviously, but I believe you use this for programming the controller, and it's a pretty sturdy, nice cord. So even if you don't want to use it, it's a micro USB that is going to last you quite a while. Now we go into the pamphlet and whatnot. So here is the quick setup guide for the Xbox One Elite controller. It tells us our contents, carrying case, interchangeable thumbsticks. There's 3 sets of thumbsticks. There's 2 sets of paddles, 2 D-pads, a USB cable, carrying case, controller itself, 2 AA batteries. The little switches on the back are hair trigger locks, which is pretty cool. Okay, I didn't know those had those. So there's individual hair trigger locks for the left and the right. So this then locks it, so now it's in place for a quicker hair trigger, or you can go back to regular trigger, and you can do that based on if you want, you know, like think about like Call of Duty or Halo, if you want grenades or zoom, or you want whatever on the different things, or depending on how you align this stuff. It shows you how to paddle disable. Okay, this is how to bind everything. So you initially set it up, connect to the system, and then you can bind paddle functionality and whatnot, which is pretty darn cool. Interchangeable components, it shows you, hair trigger locks. The paddles can be moved, so we'll do that first just because I think it's easiest to explain. So there's these different, there's paddle 1, paddle 2, paddle 3, paddle 4, and they have different placements. So you can put these paddles, as you see, if I can pull this one off here. Come on, buddy. So for the paddles, it's pretty simple removal. You just grab them, and then you can, it's hard there to see, but you turn them and they pop right out. Grab and turn and they rotate right out. So you've got 2 slots on each side depending on where you want the paddles. There are 2 paddles here. One is a shorter paddle, as you can see, and one is a longer paddle. They look like mini golf clubs. Like we've got our 3-iron and our putter here, chilling. I know they're not focusing, not that you really care about these little strips of metal, but they are kind of cool. So just to show you, everything is very well made. It's all metal and feels very good. The front, the D-pad, obviously, that pops up is metal as well. I'm going to take everything off. The sticks are going to come off right now. There we go. So that's all off. Ta-da! Now we're going to dig into our Workman's kit. We've got a bunch of different sticks here. So these ones are nubbier, shorter sticks that are pretty weird. The other 2 sticks bear the same top. The traditional sort of like inverted, concave thumb top that you're used to seeing on all the Xbox One controllers right there, and you can see it's yay high. These ones are a little bit taller, if you can hold them in a way that you can see that, oh god, come on, they're so small. There, you can see this mushroom is taller than that mushroom, but it has a very interesting top. It's just a flat top, almost more like the DualShock sticks, something like that if you're more into that. So like we'll put one of those on the left, so it's a little bit taller and has a different feel to it. But the ones I like the best are the tall but still regular concave top sticks. So here they are right here. They've got the nice concave top that you're used to from Xbox One, and just to give you an idea of what they look like in comparison to the shorter ones, I'm not trying like, okay, I'll hold them like that. You can see noticeably, like more than, well, it's probably double, maybe a little more than double the length of metal there to be longer. So when I pop this on, you'll notice, and it just goes right on. You take them off, and then it goes right on, and that doesn't impact performance in any way. It's all magnetic, so it works great. But you can see how like tall that stick is. This is the medium, that is the tall. If I switch the medium back and put one of the short ones on, you'll really notice, like, holy crap, look at that difference. It's like a freaking 6-footer versus a 4-footer. Now, if we go and look at a controller that is a regular controller, this is the Master Chief controller, you can see the height there of the sticks, and to me it looks a little bit taller than the small ones. I think it's the medium version of the stick, so depending on what your preference is, let's see, let's put on a medium stick and see if it's comparable, even though this doesn't have the concave top. It's still taller. So I guess this sits in a different spot. I'm going to grab this controller. This is a Lunar White. I just grabbed two so we can see in case there's any difference. If I put this on here, I'm trying to see that shorter stick. I guess they're about the same. It's just deceiving because of the silver maybe. So that's the same, but you can really see how tall that one is. And if I put both of the tall sticks on, this all of a sudden becomes like a Giants controller. But some people are going to prefer that, and I actually kind of like it. It kind of gives it a cool feel to have the sticks reach closer to your thumbs. I'm curious to see how it plays. We'll check that out in a second. I also failed to mention that there's a lot of good grip on the back here. Not sure if that plays on camera, but you got real nice handles for the controller back here. If it'll focus, it's, yeah, you can kind of see there, you can see the ridges, and then it's very nice grip along the entire back. And the front is a very matte feel, which is great. A lot of the Xbox One controllers are very like more of a shiny feel. Even these ones that are plain are more shiny. This is a very different kind of material. It's matte. So those are the sticks. Now let's get to the other really cool part, which is the thumb pad, the D-pad. This one pops out here, and now you're looking at a more traditional D-pad along the lines of what you'd expect from a regular controller. A nice normal D-pad there, and so if that's your thing and you want to go just 4 directions, that's cool. And it feels basically the same as a normal D-pad that I'm feeling right now with my right hand. It's got a little more click to it, which is nice. I think it gives it a more high-grade feel. But if you want to mix things up and go with this D-pad, that gives you a lot better. I'm guessing this will be much better for fighting games and the like, because it has so much better ability and ease to do like quarter circles, full circles, stuff like that with a lot more range of motion. You can see all the little like markers along the outside, almost like a clock of the D-pad, indicating like, hey, this thing can be pushed in all these directions, so you might want to swap this one on, and then you can go to town with that. It's very cool. Everything is compact and can be carried. You can put your charging cable, or I'm not sure if it's not a charging cable. Maybe it's a connection cable. Let's see. It's not saying what it's for. Looking in here, they call it a USB cable. No point. I'm guessing it's for some sort of customization, I bet. That's the quick setup guide. Let's dive into a different guide. So again, just the whole thing, the fact that they've got this built-in little nice rubber place for you to store like all the different sticks, and you can put them in here, and you can rearrange any of the parts. They're not specific to parts. So like, hey, I took the shorter sticks out, I can put the shorter sticks back in there, which is great. I can put the medium sticks down here and the paddles and whatnot, and it can all fit in here nicely. Even if you want to remove all 4 paddles, 4 paddle slots for you to do that. And either D-pad will fit in here. A very like ergonomic and efficiently built case, which is cool. There's more stuff in here though. So this is the Xbox One accessory manual. This is for the controller, obviously, and then we've got product manual. I'm not sure. I guess this doesn't have anything. So what is the charge cable for? Cool little, like, they try to make everything feel premium, so like it's a little sleeve here with your documents and pamphlets, which is pretty nice. The box itself is like a really sexy box. If you're into boxes, I don't know if you are. I'm trying to see, going through this quick setup, guys, is there anywhere where it's asking you to connect, unless it's just you have trouble syncing? I thought it would be for programming, but I don't think there's any programming on this controller. Maybe you can switch the buttons around. Yeah, there's safe profile, so there is. So I'm not sure what the USB cable's for. If you know, let me know in the comments below, I'll look it up. But you can definitely switch the profile with the profile switch in the center of the controller. Let me know what you think of the controller in the comments down below. We're going to go test drive this bad boy with the big sticks and the unique D-pad and some of the paddles. Check it out for Halo 5 multiplayer and see how that performs. But so my camera died, but that's okay because we're going to gameplay in a second. Anyways, so far so good on the controller. It feels very excellently made. It's a piece of work. It's high quality, and it should feel all of that because of the high price tag that it bears. Now though, let's put it to the true test, which is to see how it lives up when it counts in the gameplay. I'll see you guys in Halo 5. So here we are in Halo 5 Guardians multiplayer, putting the Elite controller through the paces, and I'll be honest, it took me a little while to get adjusted to it. Those paddles are something I've never really played with before, and so remembering that I have them there and what they do and training my fingers to touch on the back side of the controller was a little bit like training wheels on a bike. But once those came off, I felt like it helped quite a bit, and I love the different sticks that you can mess with: shorter sticks, medium sticks, the taller sticks, and you'll see here the configuration I ended up rocking, which was the mid-size sticks with the convex tops, as well as the bigger D-pad, and then 2 paddles, the smaller paddles in the upper position that I used for grenades and melee. I messed with having jump and boost on them as well, but it seemed to fit me better to just have 2 as opposed to 4. With 4, I was like all over the place. Too many buttons, not enough fingers. I need to be an octopus, not a human. But once I got the hang of it, I was working. I felt up to par and probably better. I think it'll take me some time to really take full advantage of all the flexibility they bring, but something that is super cool is the speed with which you can modify this controller. So quickly you access the Xbox Accessories app, and you're going into a quick remap where in between spawns, you can almost change this stuff out. If you have a specific loadout for the controller you want for a specific weapon, you could do that, or if you just feel uncomfortable with how it's working and you want to default back to something else, that's totally cool as well. So we save that into slot 1, we load back into the game, we pick our rec points, our rec weapons for Warzone, and we're good to go into the next respawn. Just like that, super fast. I was expecting the remap process and the sync process to take a while, but it sure doesn't. Now into the arena, playing a little capture the flag, which a lot of these modes are super cool. I know I'm not here to speak on Halo 5 in general, but I gotta say I've been blown away with the variety in the game and how much fun the different modes are. Can't wait to cover more of that with you guys. A great grenade throw that was on the paddle, so thank you, paddle, for giving me that super sweet kill. All in all, I really like the controller. I think it has a little bit of extra heft to it. I could be crazy, but it feels a little bit more solid in your hands. I like the grip. It just feels like the controller I should be playing with. The paddles are a cool addition, and while I will need some time to get adjusted and acclimated to them, I can see them definitely helping me out. You will need to mess with the sensitivity based on the sticks you use, and I don't recommend doing what I did, which was changing sticks mid-match, because oh boy, is that uncomfortable. It took me, like, my brain was just like, what are we doing? Small sticks, tall sticks, all in between. Pick one, rock with it for a while, see how it works, and then switch and decide on your favorites. But if you want to switch a mid-match, you can do that too. Also, if you want to default back to just a regular old controller, the Elite can fit that bill as well, and that's what we've done here as we go to work at the Wraith. No need for pallets, no need for paddles rather here. Instead, all we need is a whole lot of explosions and a whole lot of death as we crush the Spartan opposition here in Warzone. Thank you guys and girls so much for watching. Hopefully this gives you a good look and a good taste at the Elite controller. We did the unboxing, shows you all the bits and bobs that you can take apart, which is super fun. As silly as that sounds, it really is a blast. And then in gameplay, it functions super great. And I like the fact that you can quickly switch things in and out how you want, both physically, like remove the paddles, put them back on, change the D-pad, change the sticks, and also electronically, software-wise, you can make the switches to what the buttons are tied to right in the middle of the game with the quick snap feature on Xbox One. It works out really nice. Is it worth $150? I'm not 100% sure. That's totally up to you. Depends how hardcore you are into Halo, Black Ops, Battlefront especially, and what you want to do with your controller when you're playing these games, how seriously you take things and how pro you really feel you are and how pro you want to be. But I really like it. It will be my go-to controller from here on out, and I hope to get even more accustomed to the paddles so that I can add a little bit of extra oomph to my Halo game and eventually Black Ops and Battlefront. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. Let me know what you want to see more of from Halo 5 and what you think of the Elite controller, and I will be bringing campaign, multiplayer customization, and more your way. Until next time, guys and girls, thanks so much for being here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. You are awesome. I love you so much, and we will see you all later.